Hey guys, so welcome back to Wild West Woodscraft. I'm out here for an overnight trip this time, and I have very limited food with me, and so I brought the single shot. This is a single shot 20 gauge shotgun, but I have a chamber adapter that allows me to shoot 22 long rifle out of it. So I'm hoping to find a rabbit or a squirrel that I can eat for dinner tonight. It's currently in the 20s right now, and thankfully I'm kind of sheltered, but the wind is supposed to be really bad tonight, getting up to like 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So I'm hoping to find a good natural shelter that'll protect me from the wind, preferably like a rock shelter, because there's a lot of rock structures around this area. So I'm going to be heading up through there, trying to get over this ridge here and get down into some more timber to hopefully find some squirrels or something. But I'm going to be keeping my eye out for any game I can take advantage of. It's supposed to get down into maybe the teens tonight, so not too cold. So I don't have a lot of gear with me, but it should be a good trip. I hope you guys enjoy it. So I've started my ascent of the mountain. It's not really a mountain, just a big hill, but climbing up boulders like this can be kind of dangerous, especially when there's snow on the ground and it's been warm, because that snow has melted and created a lot of ice on the rocks. So I'm just taking it slow. But generally squirrels aren't going to be hanging out in this type of terrain. So I need to get over this and hopefully find some thicker pines to see if I can find some squirrels. But there might be rabbits in among this, so I'll keep my eye out. Carrying a camera and a rifle is not very easy when you're climbing terrain like this. So many cool places to explore though. Yeah, like this right here is all ice, so I gotta be careful not to take a fall. That's one downside with more minimalist footwear like I'm wearing. You don't generally have as good a traction. It's a lot more akin to wearing moccasins. But the plan is to head straight up through there, because it's kind of a gap in the ridge line. So it looks like a good place to get through. A nice pass. Good source of some water right there. A little cold, but keeps me from depleting my water source, because there's not going to be a lot of available options around here. So this is my second attempt on this last stretch. The top of the ridge is just up there, but with the way the rocks are, I just can't get good footing, and it's been snowing pretty good, so everything's starting to get a layer of snow on it, which is making it wet and slippery, and I just don't want to risk taking a fall. It wouldn't be bad if I wasn't trying to carry a gun up and have a heavy pack on, but it's just not worth it to take a risk. So I'm gonna kind of explore around this corner a little bit, see if I can find a better way. I might not be able to make it up to the top, just because falling and getting myself hurt up here would not be fun. Finally made it up over the top. That took forever because I stayed at the same elevation for the longest time, because every time I'd start finding a new route, I'd run into a dead end, have to turn around, find a new route. So that took a long time, but finally made it to the top. I'm hoping I can find a good place to camp, because the wind is coming from the direction I came up. So I'm hoping on the other side I can find a good place to camp. It's already almost 4 o'clock, so I don't know how much time I'll have to hunt. And with this weather, with the snow, I don't think the critters will be out much. But it's still a beautiful area, and I have enough food, I won't go hungry. So here's the plan. I got to the top, like I said, and I thought about just camping up here. There's a couple of good rock outcroppings that I could get out of the wind, and there's plenty of dead wood in this one area. So I thought about doing that, but I don't know how much it's supposed to snow tonight. And if it continues to snow, getting down in the morning is going to be really hard, and I have to get back pretty early because I have church in the morning. So the plan is I'm going to try to go down the back side of this mountain I came up. Hopefully it's a little easier, we'll see, because my map showed that there's a trail down there where I saw that creek, and I can in the morning take that, and that skirts around the side of the mountain rather than taking the hard way up and over. And so that should be a much easier hike out in the morning, even if it snows. So I'm going to start working my way down and continue to keep my eye open for any game. I haven't seen anything so far, and I think that's due to the weather, and also they wouldn't really be hanging out up here. So hopefully down there I'll see more game and find a good place to camp. Alright, so I got the head camera on, so hopefully you guys can see a little bit more of this descent, and I can have my hands free to hold on to stuff. And then if I end up falling, you guys can see that too. But yeah, with this snow on the ground, it's just so slippery. I'll be happy when I'm down from here. This is where I was thinking about camping. It would have been nice, other than it's kind of open to the wind, and so I think it would have been a pretty cold night. But there's a reason, historically, the mountain men did not cross the mountains in the winter. So I'm going to use this snow to help get down. It's going to get me somewhat wet, I think, but I think it'll be better than trying to walk on the slippery rocks, as long as there's not some hole under here that I can't see. So I'm going to take it slow. Whoa! There's a deep hole. Kind of test the ground before I step. I can definitely feel the temperature dropping off. That's why I want to keep moving. Because with that wind, as soon as you stop, it gets pretty cold. I'm just testing each step, applying a little bit of weight, because like that's what I'm worried about. If I step there and it was covered in snow, I could easily hurt myself. So this is going to be real slow going. To try to get down. It'll be a long, long, slow trek down. So I'm gonna say battery life on the camera. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch all of this, but if there's anything exciting, I'll let you know. So when I was unloading the gun, the chamber adapter fell out and went down in the snow. And I thought it went all the way down in that hole, but thankfully I was able to find it in the snow. It's all plugged up with snow. But at least I found it. The 22 round came out and I have no idea where that went, but I got extras. So I'm gonna leave that unloaded. So there's no risk of an accidental discharge. On my climb down. But thankfully I found that. Now I'm going to continue trying to get down. This is not a easy thing to do. I'm just taking it slow. Trying to stay as dry as possible, but I don't think that's going to happen. And biggest thing is not get hurt. Outside of exhausted, it's a beautiful day out here today. It's probably not the best day to be out climbing up and down boulders in the snow. But hey, how else do you have adventures? If you only go out when the weather's nice, it's not as fun. See, that's the kind of thing I'm worried about, being snowed over and falling down into that. I guess every step down is one step closer to the bottom, but man, this is taking a long time. I think I understand why they're called the Rocky Mountains. Good thing I'm skinny. here goes. Everything's so slippery. Starting to be more trees, which means we have to be getting somewhat close to the bottom. Which is definitely welcome to me. Well, still have a decent ways down, but it's a lot flatter now versus up there. So, should be a little easier going. Rocks are still just as slippery. It looks like we finally made it to the bottom. And I'm starting to see a lot more rabbit tracks around. So there still might be a chance I can get something for dinner. Moose tracks through here. Well, since I made it to the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and load up my gun, so that way if I see something, I can hopefully get it. All right, let's continue on. The sun just decided to peek through the trees or through the clouds. That's beautiful. We have a nice rub right here. Stripped away all the lower branches and the bark. Pretty cool. There's another one over there. But we're definitely in rabbit and squirrel country now. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. Lots of rabbit sign all around here. Some old moose sign right here. There's a track. Actually, no, that's rabbit. It just was lined up like a moose. But there was rubs back there that were pretty tall. About the size of a moose. They've definitely been through here. But I got quite a few rabbit tracks here, and as it starts to get later in the evening, I suspect I might see one. Which means I won't be setting up camp until later. But I really want a rabbit for supper. I think the storm might be blowing over. Starting to get some blue skies, and man, that sun feels nice. Still no sign of rabbits yet, but with the sun coming out, I think there's a good chance. I thought I heard running water. Looky there. That's a sight for sore eyes. I've been melting snow for months now for water. Well, I'm just following this creek because it's heading roughly in the right direction. And yeah, the blue skies were a false alarm. A new storm's rolling in. Starting to snow pretty good. You can barely see the hill over there that we were on top of. Yeah, I didn't bring a tarp with me, so I'm hoping that this calms down, but it doesn't look like it's going to anytime soon. So dinner might be out of the question. It might just be a matter of trying to find a good shelter that will protect me out from the snow. I got plenty of water, thankfully, so I'm just going to keep moving, see if I can find a good rock or tree that will protect me. I have my bivvy, but I don't want to just lay out and get pelted by snow all night, so I'm going to keep moving. So I stopped for a quick break because now that I'm close to the water, I know I can resupply easily. I don't have to ration my water anymore, so I'm hydrating and I'm losing some energy, so I'm going to eat a little bit of food that I brought. All I brought was some dried blueberries, a small amount of goose jerky, and a little bit of couscous. Like I said, I was hoping to get some wild game to go with that, either like a rabbit or a squirrel, but I've seen some rabbit sign, but nothing of squirrel, and with this crazy weather I doubt they'll be out, but we'll see. Well, I was running low on energy and really thirsty, so I figured I'd stop. At this point, with the weird weather, my priority now is shelter over food. I have water because I'm following this creek that's not frozen, so I don't need to worry about water, but shelter is definitely a priority. And then I'm going to need a fire as well to help dry out some of my clothes from all the sliding in the snow I had to do. And I also want to eat some dinner. But shelter has become the biggest priority at this point. The sun's about to go behind the hill. It's 5:30 right now. So I need to find that shelter soon. Preferably something out of the wind is really what I'm worried about. It's amazing how some dried fruit will give you a little boost of energy, the sugar in it. It doesn't last long, but it keeps you going until you can stop and actually eat something more substantial. So as I'm following the creek, I'm kind of roaming around these rocks and trying to find some overhang that's going to be out of the wind. The hard part right now is the wind keeps swirling, so I can't really tell where the predominant gusts are coming from, but I think it's coming out of the northwest. but sometimes southwest. It's kind of the whole western face. And of course, most of the overhangs I'm finding face west. I found home for the night. There's still a little bit of wind, but we're on the back side of, I guess this would be the south side. West is that way. So while we're getting a little bit of wind, it's not nearly as bad as on the other side. It's a nice outcropping. Should protect us from the snow. Nice and clear under there. Looks like someone has had a fire here at some point, but that's okay. Plenty of dead wood around. And we are further away from the water. It's not really within walking distance of camp. Not an easy walk, but there's enough snow around. I'm pretty worn out. This is good enough. And I'm not gonna worry about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting stuff set up. The only tool I brought with me besides my knife is this tomahawk from Hobo Forge Survival. I just finished resharpening it yesterday, so this should be enough for the fire that I need tonight. I'm not relying on the fire for warmth. It should be getting that cold. So I still have a liter of water left in my other bottle. So I'm just gonna use the cup off of my grail, titanium grail, to melt some snow for dinner. It's amazing with being under a rock like this how that heat just rolls up and it's so warm. So I don't need a very big fire to warm up. But yeah, I'm gonna let that snow start melting. I'll have to add to it to get enough water for dinner. And then I'm just gonna enjoy this fire, start trying to dry out some of my clothes, and get ready for bed. Found some icicles hanging off the rock. Add those to the water. It's not supposed to get that cold tonight, so I didn't bring my full winter sleep system. So hopefully I don't regret that. So for insulation, I have my Tough Possum Gear survival scarf, the XL version. That acts like a silk sleeping bag liner. Got my down pillow. the main component is my 20-degree down quilt from War Bonnet. That will be the main source of insulation. Wool poncho, which will be my pillow, unless my legs start getting cold, then I'll cover my legs with that. And then the last bit of insulation, wool hat, and down puffy coat. So the water's boiling, and for dinner tonight I just have some couscous. This is wild mushroom and herb. This is my favorite flavor of couscous. It's hard to find anymore, but it brings back a lot of memories because this is what oftentimes me and my grandpa would always eat when we were out in the wild, usually combined with some fish that we would catch. But I came out here hoping to get a squirrel or a rabbit to go with it, but I wasn't able to find any. So it's just couscous tonight, which will at least fill my stomach. It's mostly carbs, so it's not gonna be the kind of thing that'll sustain me, but it'll fill my stomach, and so I won't go to bed on an empty stomach, which is always positive. I don't think this cup is quite big enough to hold all of it. Here we go. I'm definitely beat from climbing up and down those rocks and trying not to slip and fall. My knees are really appreciating this Tough Possum Gear sit pad, keeping my knees up out of the snow and off the hard rocks because I'm sore. Gracious Heavenly Father, I come before you. I thank you, Lord, for this warm food. I thank you for the good fire, this nice shelter, and I thank you for the beauty of your creation and the adventures I can have out in it. I thank you for keeping me safe today, and I pray, Lord, that I'll get a good night's sleep and be well rested for tomorrow. I thank you for everything you provided, and I pray all this in your Son's name. Amen. That hits the spot. It's warm, heavy. I do have some jerky here. This is goose jerky a friend of mine made. So this I'll get a little bit of protein, and then for dessert, dried blueberries. And after a day like today, you know, it's hard to beat. Kind of wish I brought some tea or something to drink, but oh well. It's amazing how this rock just reflects the heat back at me. Feels really good. I have a little less than 1 liter of water left, and that'll be enough to get me through the night. I know I didn't drink as much as I should have today, but nothing I can do about that now. Thankfully, I don't have a headache or anything. So I'll try to hydrate a little bit before I go to bed. You don't want to hydrate too much because then you have to get up and use the bathroom a lot. But for my muscles to recover properly, it's good to hydrate. Well, guys, I'm all settled in, and I will see you in the morning. Well, good morning. I slept really good last night. In total, I think I got around 9.5 hours of sleep. I woke up a couple times off and on, tossed and turned a little bit, but I slept really good. Was super comfortable, stayed warm. I got a little chilled this morning, but nothing that was so bad I couldn't sleep. So it's really windy out this morning, but thankfully up under this rock I'm pretty well protected. I ended up zipping the bivvy up all the way just to block that breeze because it was a little chilly. But yeah, it's 7 o'clock and I need to get up and get going so I can get out of here. It's definitely chilly out this morning. When I checked the weather before I came out here, it says it's supposed to get down to like 22 last night, so when I pack my bag, I don't want to pack it super meticulous when I come out here, because then in the morning it's a pain to try to pack it all up nice and neat again. I want to be able to just shove everything in there and it all fit. Whew! That wind is cold this morning. Fire's completely out. I'm not going to worry about restarting it. I'm just packing up. I'm going to get out of here. Boots are frozen solid, which is not fun. I don't like thawing my boots out with my feet. But one thing, in the winter time, you want to make sure that you open your boots up all the way before you go to bed, so when they freeze solid you can still get your feet in them. Whew! Cold boots. These are frozen solid. That's why I like having insulated slippers, and these ones from First Light are fully waterproof. They have these nice neoprene soles on the bottom. So when I first get up in the morning, I can wear these, or if I have to get up during the night, I can wear these, and I don't have to put my cold wet boots on right away. They're also small enough that I can pull my pants on over them. So again, first thing in the morning I can get fully dressed, start warming up a little bit, do some exercises, and then put the cold boots on. So these are great. I don't really wear them. I wear them when I first go to bed to warm my feet up and help dry my socks out with that heat. But then I usually take them off because my feet will start to sweat in these because they're waterproof. So, but these are an awesome winter kit item. Oh, that sun. Feels so good. Oh. Well guys, I made it back to the vehicle, and I'm gonna get warmed up, eat some breakfast, head to church. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.